I would very often just walk alone there in the evening. And it just seemed that that dream was going to come true. I just felt, oh, how amazing that I'm actually standing here, walking around alone. And there was this very strong conviction that, yes, one day this will be Mother's dream in its full splendor. I read Sri Aurobindo when I was very young, made my journey to India, traveled overland from Europe, and I didn't know what to expect. I didn't even know whether the city was already something that was built or something that was being built. So the first I ever heard of Matrimandir is when I actually saw it. In 1974, I reached Pondicherry, and after a few days in the ashram, I walked to Auroville, and then after some time I saw from a distance something which for me at that time looked like as if somebody was building a ship or something like that. And all you could see from a distance was this incredible kind of intricate scaffolding. There's something about it that feels like some ancient past, something from another world, from ancient times, that kind of meets something of a great future. So there's these two kind of aspects, and there's something in between for me always. After working on the actual structure and the scaffolding, then I started working on a project for the ramps, the tubular structure that was, the staircase to the Matrimandir. The interesting thing is, where in the world would an 18-year-old with no experience whatsoever be building and doing such, a project of a certain importance, There was only one mantra, it was perfection. There was never a moment of judgment about who the other Aurovilliens were, other than we are all servitors of the divine consciousness to build this perfect, beautiful project of the Mother. In 91, I believe it is, just after the crystal was put in, Didier Weiss came. He was a sound engineer and he was very aware of acoustics, and also we discussed it. We went to Piero and we said, do you think that we could try and see how it really is to actually just have a single voice in there? So we did a recording at the time, and it was absolutely incredible. The sound just carries in a most amazing way. You have the main voice that comes in, and then the overtones start falling from the ceiling back down to you. There is no Auroville without the Matrimandir at the center. You just feel that. It's so significant, it's so important, it's the most beautiful thing that's been given to us. At the same time, the tricky part always is to disassociate it from the possible religious aspect that it can have. It was always said from the beginning that this is not a place of worship, it's not even a place for prayer, and it's really for individual development, for those who feel the need to go there and, you could say, concentrate, meditate on the divine, actually, in its purest form. And then you actually cannot help but think, well, wow, this was on a grand scale. You'd have this amphitheater and the earth from all over the world and all, and the foundation of Auroville. So it's very present in your consciousness that it was meant to be from the start. Mother intended it as being a great project for humanity. Contrast between the banyan tree, it's very ancient with the owls. You have that contrast with the Matrimandir that's there behind, like kind of spaceship. Even today, I still often play at the Matrimandir. There I do a more very intimate evenings of music there. But the idea is not so much ever of concert as such, but really just the feeling that you can sit there with your instrument and then people walk, and it's more an atmosphere in the Matrimandir gardens. Perhaps one of the things that I've learned from Matrimandir is maybe sometimes also to let go of one's idea of how it must be, how it should be. You know somewhere that it has to be more than just a park. At the same time, you do sort of get a nice feeling sometimes when you see maybe the children and people strolling about. People talk softly and they're walking around. Some people see it very different than that and feel that it has to be a place where really all of the gardens have to become a place of meditation. It's true in a certain way, but what is meditation? It's such a relative term in that way. It has the radiating effect, so basically the center would definitely be more focused, and there would be from the room out, then the meditative aspect under the fountain. You would imagine, be sitting in silence and contemplation. And as you go out, it gets a little lighter, therefore towards the periphery, it has more of a feeling of a slightly lighter aspect of a park. And that's where also even the music aspect comes in. So there was often talk about that, was it a place or not for performance and music? So again, it's interesting because people do feel that yes, it can be, but then again, it is the responsibility of the musician to find a music that fits the place.